Hiya Squishers! And today I am glad I brought some wrist warmers to show you under the stairs because I realised, just as I went to put them on to show you, they're both for the same hand. And this is funny for a number of reasons. Like, number one, I don't normally knit pairs. Number two, I don't really knit a lot of stuff for myself to wear. Number three, I had decided before I'd even finished the other one, we're going left for a second, before I'd even finished the other one, that this one was not the right fit for me. It was too long for me, when I wear my jumpers. It's too long. And the thumb hole, which, love thumb hole is actually just way too big, which means my tiddly little hands, when I put my jumper on, it goes like this. And I've got this, so this, I might be sounding like I'm shouting. I'm not. I am just enthused because actually the universe has just told me that, yes, this is the wrong size for you. Because do you know what I managed to do? Because there's a front and a back to these wrist warmers actually have a front and a back, which I now see is quite a downside due to this problem. Well, today it's not a problem. It's actually a joy in disguise. I made two right hand warmers. So there you go. This one, however, fits me perfectly. Like, it is the right length. It's not too long. It's lovely and squishy. Of course, I have not nipped the ends, but I have been a good girl and I have knit them in as I've gone. But look at that. This is the one. Boo-boo! And this has got just half the amount of stitches for a thumb. But I thought that's a plus thing. So let's go back to the beginning. Hiya, Squishers! I've got some things to show you. No, I don't have John's wrist warmers. I finished John's wrist warmers. And this is the pattern I made them to. Boop. I've changed it since. Gosh, a lot of things happen within a pattern. I've only knit 4 of these pieces in total. And a lot of things have changed. Even I can't keep up with the changes. This is the amended one for John because I did like a knit all the way around because I was just being lazy. Okay? I didn't think that just the knit stitch all the way around, just because I didn't want to do knit and a purl, even though afterwards I'd realised that I'd done a lot of knit purl anyway, so why was I being so lazy? Anyway, luckily, the section I made for John, for it to cover his palm, luckily his hands are a lot bigger than mine, it fit quite nicely, but even he was saying, could do it a little bit, and I said, snugness? He was like, yes. I was like, yes. So I now have a large version of the pattern and possibly a child size. Now that I'm not child size, but I've got small hands, I guess. I guess I'll do like a family hand pile up and see how big my hands are. But yay, I finished a pair of wrist warmers that fit both my hands at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. So there you go. I finished some knitting. And I wear these just like this for a moment. I've also been able to pick up my other Easy Peasy Scrappy Sock Cal 2023. Ooh! Or, I'm not even sure if I got that right. I'll hashtag it below. I've been making some... Now we're looking at colour. I was making a pair of scrappy... I'm looking down here. Forget that, Kate. There's baskets of stuff here ready. Okay, just scrappy sock, but with a slouchy top. Basically this pattern, but with a slouch for a sock. I love this pattern because it doesn't, I like socks. I like my socks to just be nowhere near my calf when I'm out and about, or even when I'm walking around the house. I kind of like them scrunched up and around my ankle. So that's kind of, no, it's not that pattern. Maybe I should change it. It's all, no wonder I have no idea what I'm doing when I'm knitting. So anyway, squish achieved, and I'm on to the next one. And ta-da! I've swapped over my stitch marker because now this is my last on the needle small project I've got at the moment. Let me think. Yes, I'm going to say yes. So I'm down to this on the needles. I didn't cast on another one of these straight away, although I was tempted because it's probably a good job I waited a moment to try them on. And in amongst all of the knittery, I've been feeling like I've been taking my hands and my fingers for like an extended yoga workout. I've noticed, as you probably do yourself, the older my bones get, the more of a warm-up they need, and they also need a bit of downtime and like after workout stretching. So I find that doing one exercise knitting all the time can be a little bit detrimental to my ability to carry on knitting. So I've got to preserve the keep a good hand on your hands. Look after them. I could do more. I've seen loads of like exercises you could do, but I'm just not there. But what I do is exercise my hands making other things, which is why I would always encourage you to pick up another creative craft. And if you're looking at me and going, yeah, but you do it in a, I know I go a bit over the top, but that's because that's how I like it. But other crafts might allow you to have a break from because I have literally put my shoulder out knitting a jumper. Like, I have had a mission of knitting a jumper by the weekend, and I did it. But by the end of the weekend, not only did I absolutely put my shoulder out and managed to knit myself into a migraine. So I actually cost myself about 2 whole days. And it's not economical. It's not sustainable. And we just can't just be doing ourselves over for knitting. So what have I been making? Well, of course, you would be right to assume that I'm getting a little bit like, oh my gosh, can I turn everything into my house into a toadstool? Well, I can't. I probably could do a lot of toadstool-y stuff, but I have in my, sit down properly, I have on my desks, I like to collect just beautiful little, like, glassy, like, for example, this. I have a lot of family members who have passed away over the years, and they have got the most, I've managed to save the bits that I feel represent some of their aesthetic style, which I'm like, oh, actually, maybe that's, wow. So here you go. Here's a piece. It's like a 1920s, like, I'm pretty sure it could be a tea light holder, but they didn't have them. I'm assuming it's a trinket tray. I have loads of little glass dishes like this. I have the bonbon ones. Oh my gosh, I love to show you them. They're just so frilly, delicate and gorgeous, and I love them. Lately I've developed a love for glass and crystal-y stuff. Maybe it's just the way the light just passes through it. It's like weightless whilst being there. So before I get more distracted, I decided, like I said to John, like, what would be better? Because I can't make glass trinket glasses. We're just not set up for that. Although my house is starting to feel a bit like a crafting hub is the best. At the moment, Minnie is in the kitchen doing slime recipes. Tabby is going a bit like it's my fault. Like, I do a lot of, like, it's my fault, but it's great. And I do say to them all the time, the earlier you start, the better you'll get, the quicker you'll get it. And you can just have fun making stuff. So I was like, I have fun making stuff looking like toadstools. So let's trinket tray the toadstool. Here you go. Tiny little trinket tray toadstools. And I like to keep, like, my earrings and separate them out because I just like moving things around. So that is my trinket tray. And even better, because one of the reasons I wanted to keep it is because my other trinket tray is busting from my hairpins. This has got a magnetic center, which I was like, yeah, bonus, because there's loads of little things that I can just attach to the center. And I also like to do a fair bit of sewing. So these things make, do you know when you find something that you've got and it's just satisfying, just because you're like, oh, that solves a few problems. So my trinket tray is also a magnetic tray, and just like just more excuses to have toadstools. So there you go, squishers. I've been toadstooling my life. Where will I go next? Who knows? And until then, just keep thinking about craft. If you can't make it, just keep thinking about it. It'll happen. Bye!